What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Smiths. And we're going back for the bonus tune included in a folder for the 1986 album The Queen Is Dead. And the bonus track is called Panic. Single word titles, they tend to be tougher to get a read on, even if the concept is straightforward, as it is here. Panic is an intense and exaggerated worry, which, can happen for more rational and logical reasons or not, meaning you can panic, rightly so, if conditions are such that you are in danger or some very undesirable result is going to occur, or it feels like, the walls are closing in, so to speak. You can also panic for reasons that turn out to be inaccurate or not appropriate to the situation, though I would say in either case the mental experience is still intense and, in many cases exceedingly unpleasant. I suppose there are people who seek out intense situations that would make others panic, so perhaps in more extreme situations there's some gray area here, but ultimately I think most people do not enjoy panicking. So it could be on a more personal level. You're trying to make a connection with someone, but maybe what you say doesn't come out right, and it feels like maybe they're a bit put off by the way you come across, and therefore you sort of had this mental, psycho-emotional breakdown where you're really worried about what the result of this will be, and perhaps it brings on, feelings of mental anguish and torment. It could be on a bigger level. It could be, the fear when gripped a city, or when a larger phenomenon was seen with a moral panic, which caused people to make all sorts of decisions and change the way they're doing things, but it wasn't really based on rational thinking. Again, on a larger level, it feels like panic leans toward the more irrational, whereas maybe on the personal level, if you feel like there's a lot of things going on in your life and a number of them could be dangerous to you, it feels like, I'm panicking, there's so many bad things. That feels more rational, but again, when you talk about an entire populace panicking, it feels maybe like more contrived or manufactured. So, I'm sure none of these things will be relevant at all, but yeah, ultimately, I am intrigued to hear it. Someone said when I commented that there's one bonus tune in this folder for this album, someone said, "Oh, Panic is a good tune," so looking forward to it. Let's find out. This is the Smiths. The tune is Panic, and it's a bonus track included in the folder for their 1986 album, The Queen Is Dead. This is one my old girlfriend used to listen to. I didn't know it was called this, though. It's Hank the DJ, right? This is Hank the DJ? And now that I think about it, I should have remembered the Panic on the Streets. Admittedly, this is buried 20 years ago. The first one is London, right? And just in advance, I'm not offended by Hank the DJ. We're good. As a DJ. I don't feel a connection to this. That's not me. I like the way he said provincial. I'm just thinking of driving around with my old girlfriend, listening to this and other songs. It's I get instantly transported back. There's a kid's chorus or something, right? Or at least a lot of people with higher voices. Quick fade. It's really nostalgic, even though, I didn't remember it by name. I should wait. There's that one song of theirs where it just came back up to full volume, and I remember it's like, is that on the record? Like, yeah, that's on the record. But yeah, it's really nostalgic, even though I didn't remember it nearly as well as something like Big Mouth Strikes Again, where I not only remembered it by name, but I remembered a lot of that song in detail. This one, the moment it started, it's like, okay, wait, I do know this one, and within a few moments after that, it was like, wait, this is the Hang the DJ, which again, I thought that was the name of the song. Though again, like now reflecting on it, you know, Panic on the Street, like I should have known that that was the tune, given the name, but as I said, it is buried 20 years ago, and sometimes I have trouble remembering what I ate for dinner yesterday, so nevertheless, a really cool tune, a shorter one, certainly, perhaps not one that would be like the banner title tune of an album, but I think a really nice track and a, you know, a cool throw-in for this folder. So once again, shout out to Han Solo for making all this available. In the moment, I don't remember what exactly is next. I don't know, I assume maybe, because I think there is one more folder maybe, so maybe there's one more album, I'm not sure. But again, I think there's, what is it, like Hatful of Hollow? I think there's something certainly that I haven't gone through already. So bottom line, I'll go through everything Smiths that is available to me. I did want to say, technically I should have done an electronic reaction before this. So far, you know, there's been more people like, hey, don't forget the Smiths, than there have been people talking about the electronic reactions. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to go through all that I have available to me for them as well. But, you know, given that we're getting, I think, in the later part of the Smiths, even if there is one more album, I was thinking maybe I'm going to just focus on that a little bit until we get near the end of it, and then we'll switch over to electronic and do that a bit more regularly. But yeah, ultimately, you know, I'm going to go through the catalogs of both of them. But I realized, like, I did a Smiths reaction more recently than I've done an electronic one. But again, you know, some of these reaction series, there have been people, like, asking for more regular reactions, which, again, I'm happy to do that. All I would say is that for the month of April, I am going to be very busy, so the reactions for everything are going to be a bit slower, a bit less frequent. Nevertheless, by the end of April, I hope to get right back to the schedule or the flow that I've been doing for most of the last several months. In any case, do let me know what you think of this one. I think it's like a pretty famous tune. Maybe I'm wrong, but, you know, when I feel like if you were to ask people about the Smiths, I feel like this is one tune that people might know. How Soon Is Now, I think, would be another one. But yeah, I think this is one that, because I'm thinking right now of a, whatchamacallit, Broken Lizard. They're like a film troupe. They make movies like Super Troopers, Beer Fest, and so on. I remember in one of their commentaries where, you know, they'd like talk about the making of the movie, and one of them was saying like, oh, when we were making this movie, we were listening to Smiths records, and, you know, like, I love that group. And I think one of the tunes they mention is Hang the DJ, which, again, that's probably what I would have said too, but Panic, as it turns out. Again, so I think maybe this tune is in popular culture more than some of their others. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, just a really cool tune, if a shorter one. So let me know if you agree. I'll see you next time. Peace.